Thursday afternoon, having lunch, taking a drink, watching TV in your living room or office? How much do you know about the politics, economy, and how monies are being expended by those saddled with the responsibility of managing human, material, and natural resources? It's daring, incisive, revealing, and informative. Watch Stewardship with SNB every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. on RSTV. Join us. Stewardship with SNB. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the program Stewardship with SNB. It's the 7th day of February 2019, and of course we're counting down to the 2019 general elections. But just before we commence, let's take a look at the SNB stake. The commencement of the 2019 general elections is 9 days away, counting down from today's date. It is in the light of this that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed 8th of February 2019, that is tomorrow, as deadline for the collection of permanent voter cards, otherwise known as PVCs. The question on the lips of many is how prepared is INEC to conduct a credible, free and fair elections? Also, how prepared are the electorates themselves for the coming elections? In view of the prevailing violence in previous elections and the low political morale associated with Nigerian elections, Nigerians and indeed the international community are worried about the security situation in the country. In all of these, some groups are pushing for the extension of the collection date of PVCs. Joining me live in the studio is a desk officer, Voter Education and Publicity, INEC Real Estate, Mr. AMADI CLEMENT, as we take a look at the topic, INEC and the 2019 elections. We'll take a short break and then we will introduce my guest properly to you. Stewardship with SNB. What do you do on a Thursday afternoon? Having lunch, taking a drink, watching TV in your living room or office? How much do you know about the politics, economy, and how monies are being expended by those saddled with the responsibility of managing human, material, and natural resources? It's daring, incisive, revealing, and informative. Watch Stewardship with SNB every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. on RSTV. Join us. Stewardship with SNB. If you have just joined us, you're on to the program Stewardship with SNB, and my guest is Mr. AMADI CLEMENT, the desk officer in charge of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC in River State. Mr. AMADI, welcome to Stewardship with SNB.
Good afternoon, Nigerians. Good afternoon, my people of River State.
Yes, to join the conversation, you can call the number 080-3341-3360, or you can send text messages only to the number 080-5347-8400. You can watch us live on GoTV, channel 103, and StarTime, channel 113. You can also watch our previous editions of the program on YouTube at Stewardship with SNB. Join our social media platforms on Facebook and Twitter, still at Stewardship with SNB. My name is Solomon Nesson-Bate, while I have my guest as Mr. AMADI CLEMENT once again. Welcome. Mr. AMADI, you are in charge of voter education and of course publicity.
Yes.
Elections are just around the corner. We're counting down. Yes. How prepared is INEC in the coming elections?
Yes, I want to tell Nigerians that INEC is 90% ready for the election. As it stands now, all the non-sensitive materials have arrived the state, has arrived local government areas. Go to INEC office, you confirm this. I also want to tell Nigerians this morning, if you are a regular listener of news, you will hear from 92.3 FM. He says INEC have started taking delivery of sensitive materials to Central Bank of Nigeria. If the sensitive materials are ready, INEC is just waiting for the time, not more than the time.
Whatever, 16th and 2nd of March.
16th and 2nd of March. Because almost all the materials needed for elections are ready.
But we'll come to that, Mr. Madi. Talking about the readiness of INEC in elections, let's first look at the PVC collection. Okay. How many PVCs have so far been collected by Nigerians, to your mind?
These PVCs are categorized into local government areas where prospective owners will go and collect their PVCs. As I'm talking with you, at least 90% of the PVCs printed by INEC have been distributed to the real owners. But I cannot rule out that there are no uncollected PVCs. There are still PVCs uncollected. If you go to various AG offices...
What would they be used for, the uncollected ones?
The uncollected ones will be... We account for it, we'll count it and take record of it. We will take it back to the INEC office for future collections. Because the law says 8 days to the election, INEC will have to stop issuing of PVCs. That 8 days will lapse tomorrow. So after tomorrow,
no more collection.
Issue PVC to the owners. If you are not collected, that means you collect after election.
Well, if somebody is indisposed and he wants to send someone to the INEC office to collect, can he collect by proxy?
It's contrary to the law. Because the
collection of INEC PVC by proxy.
You cannot collect in proxy. You must be there yourself. And if eventually you have lost your PVC and you are confused and you don't know what to do, because I know that is the problem most people have. INEC is saying, give us your real passport, and they will fill a form for you and attach your passport and use it to trace your PVC. And the PVC will be issued to you, because I know that most people in the rural areas have this problem. And the people are still, sorry to say this, some people are still saying, I cannot move from village to local government area to go and collect my PVC, especially our illiterate mothers. But I know that INEC has earmarked time. 2 or 3 times we visited various wards, asking people to come and pick up their PVC. We are very surprised to see that a very reasonable number of PVCs we are returned back to the local government office. We keep asking. The report we got right, people are saying what concerns them with the election, but they don't know that their PVC can't a lot for them. Maybe at the end of tomorrow they refuse to collect it. We'll take record of it, word by word, and return it back to INEC state.
Now, one thing is worrisome. Some people acquire PVCs for the purposes of selling them to get money from politicians so that others can vote. Can somebody use another person's PVC to vote?
Except somebody who is not proactive.
How do you mean?
Who does not know what is going on in the country. If you acquire somebody's PVC, you cannot use it to vote, because the card reader is always there. The PVC must pass through verification and notification. So if the PVC is not your own, there is no way you can use it to vote, because you must pass through the card reader. By the time you pass through the card reader said no, and the fingerprint is not yours, the card reader will turn it down, and you cannot vote. But the PVC is not yours.
And in this case, there will be no provision for incidence form.
On the issue of incidence form, if actually the PVC is your own, in the past, what you did in the past, and the card reader cannot verify it, what we do in the past, we fill an incidence form for you.
What is obtainable now?
But what is obtainable now is, if the card reader cannot verify or authenticate your PVC, we, after 4 times capturing of your fingers, and you cannot, we will fill a form for you, and we will take note of your fingerprint and your phone number, and we will give you a form. You fill it for us.
So there's a possibility that the card reader may malfunction.
Yes. No. The degree of malfunction of the card reader is, let me say, is minimal, because the card reader we used in 2015, as it stands now, it has been enhanced.
Okay.
So this idea of card reader not working will not be there, because one, in the past we discovered that most people, after configuring the card reader, they will go back to remove the battery and and put it again. You will see that the card reader will be disconfigured, and the issue will be card reader is not working. Card reader is not working. But as I'm telling you now, it will not be possible for you to open the card reader, talk off to remove the battery. Once you have charged it for use in annihilation, I am telling Nigerians that the card reader will never disappoint us.
Okay. Well, INEC gave ample time to people, Nigerians, to pick up their PVCs. Yet some people may not be able to pick up PVCs even upon the deadline. So many groups are pushing for the extension of the deadline of the collection of PVCs. Is this possible?
If we extend it, that means we are going contrary to the law. The law says 8 days to the election. INEC, that is what the letter has said. INEC will have to stop issuing of PVC. So if you extend it, that means maybe we are going against the law. So
no room for extension?
No, that's no room.
Okay, well, you talked about sensitive materials, Mr. Amadi. The Director of Voter Education in INEC Office, Abuja, Barrister Festus Okoye, announced, told newsmen in Abuja yesterday that already you two confirmed that sensitive materials have already been deployed to the central banks, states, and of course local government areas. Could you confirm to us that River State too has received these sensitive materials?
Yes.
Confirm that to us.
The Festus Okoye said INEC is taking delivery of sensitive materials to
the CBN, the states, and of course the local government areas.
The central bank will receive it. For example, the central bank of Abuja will take delivery of it and move to respective states. But I cannot categorically tell you whether Central Bank of Nigeria have received that of River State. But it's on air that every CBN is taking delivery of sensitive materials. It's on air.
Okay, what materials are referred to as sensitive and non-sensitive materials?
Okay. You know, the non-sensitive materials like biro, tamper-proof. There's one we call from CE25B, where the election officials will record items given to them for the election. There are funds for we call logistics reverse. That is after the election, also record materials turning back to INEC.
These are non-sensitive materials.
Cubicles, ballot boxes, all these are non-sensitive materials. But the things we call sensitive materials are the ballot papers and the result sheets. This one we call it from EC8 series. It is in series. So these are the things we call sensitive material. And on that election day, people will be interested in it. I want to see the result sheet. Because the result is it will give us the outcome of election in every unit. So that's why it's called sensitive material. And the ballot paper where people will print and it will show that yes, you have voted for A or P. It's also sensitive because it is used as a mark of somebody who have voted in election time. That's why we call it sensitive materials.
Now, in the strictest sense of the word sensitive, as it is called, one is expected that, or Nigerians would expect that these materials will be safely kept wherever they are. How secure would you say they are? At the central bank?
The central bank can secure the Nigerians' currency.
We know what politicians can do.
No, I don't think it's possible for them. It's not possible. We have been doing it in the past, and it works for us. This time around, it works for us. It's not possible for them to penetrate central bank and tamper with the sensitive material. No, it's not possible.
All right, we've been talking to the INEC officer, the desk officer in charge of voter education and publicity, INEC here in River State, Mr. AMADI CLEMENT. The phone lines are already buzzing. We'll open the phone lines when we return back from the short break. Stay with us. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. SNB holds you to account.
Whether you're in school or not, any opportunity we create for skill acquisition, please avail yourself that opportunity. Like I said, you can
see around that, you know that they have what is called bush market. Very early in the morning, as early as 4 o'clock, down the road.
Let me show you. The man has not cited one project, consensus project, from that 1990.
If they are there,
today.
I'm saying they are not much. If they are there in the element. I don't want to join issue with my brother.
Watch Stewardship with SNB whenever, wherever, however, at this time on RSTV. Stewardship with SNB. Well, if you've just joined us, you're watching Stewardship with SNB. My guest is a desk officer in charge of voter education and publicity, INEC here in River State, Mr. Clement AMADI. To join the conversation once again, you can call the number 080-3341-3360, or you can call the number, you can text the number 080-5347-8400. You can also watch us live on GoTV channel 103 and StarTime channel 113. You can also watch our previous editions of the program on YouTube at Stewardship with SNB, and join our social media platforms on Facebook and Twitter still at Stewardship with SNB. Mr. Madi, let's get back to real business.
Yes.
Now, oftentimes there are complaints of late arrivals or sometimes non-arrivals of materials at polling booths. What would you say has INEC put in place to forestall this ugly trend? Electors will complain that their polling unit, INEC officials or ad hoc officials have not brought materials, and accreditation time is already running out and all of that. But before you take that, you share your thoughts with us. Let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we lost it. Yes.
Yes. In the past, anyway.
Late arrivals of materials or non-arrivals.
No.
Sometimes non-arrivals.
We've not witnessed non-arrivals.
No, sometimes non-arrivals. They don't vote.
We've not witnessed non-arrivals.
Okay, when we open the phone lines, we'll hear from our. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh.
In the past,
Yes.
we've not witnessed late arrival, non-arrival of materials in the polling units. I can say there are areas where we witness late arrival of materials based on logistics of maybe people we paid for cars we hired to take our materials and the election officials to the field. We always arrive late. And most of the times we shift it to the police, because by the time INEC is ready.
You do what? You shift to blame to who?
To the police, most times.
That's a security agent?
Yeah, because
Why?
most times INEC will be ready. And we are also told that the materials must not move without security.
Okay.
And by the time materials are ready,
The police is not ready.
the police will tell you, we are coming, we are not, let us assign our people. These things.
So has INEC taken all these into consideration?
But this time around, we have taken cognizance of those things, and police is also working to make sure it does not repeat itself again.
Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Good afternoon. You may say your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Emmanuel. I'm calling from Oyigbo.
Emmanuel calling from Oyigbo. Go on, please.
Yeah, I want to ask the AMADI officer president.
Yes.
This year we so very sorry to be almost other the idea of politicians asking the electorate and the members to get the photocopy right out the other photocopy and the photocopy to form and bring for all people leaders regarding employment or any other employment or whatever that has been done to be so defective. Sorry to use that word. that it has to be your PVC and the number. So what are they using this for?
Thank you so much.
What they are trying to do, they are using this to manipulate the election. What is the possibility of that?
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please say your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Kelechi calling from Hello.
Kelechi calling from Elelo. Kelechi, go on.
Okay, please, I want to find out the state of that the PVC is wearing printed.
The PVC is wearing printed?
Yes, they were not. When you go to the INEC office, they will tell you that there's no printed version that you come back.
But you have the temporary one with you. Do you have the temporary one with you? You have the temporary one with you?
Yes, yes.
So the okay, the INEC man is here to answer all of that. Thank you so much.
I will start with you. If you have unprinted PVC, have you visited INEC? Have they checked for you? And if your permanent voters card is not there, you have to check yourself, because at the point of registration, we educated the illiterate. Please, if you have registered in the past, maybe we are not able to print it in the past, and you want to come and register again, there's no point registering again. You better give us information of where you registered in the past, so that we will have our computer with us. We will check for you and retrieve from the computer your view number and your name, the word and unit where you register. We'll only fill incidence form for you, and they print the card for you. But most people, most times, ignore our instructions, because maybe one politician or the other want to see live the TVC. They would rather go and register twice. And we told them, if you register twice, you may not get the PVC, because we have an office running machine over there that will run and check those who have registered twice. And the moment you register twice, the machine will clear your name, and the PVC will not come. And these are the type of people who are complaining now. I have not seen my PVC. Unknown to them, we have a check over those things. And if you register twice, the office running machine will run, and it will capture your two fingerprints, and it will clean off your name, and your PVC will not come. And tomorrow you keep on playing. The fault is not from INEC. So most times the fault is from the illiterate. They refuse to take instruction.
Okay, you may also respond to the question posed by politicians asking electorates to photocopy their PVCs and the numbers and all that for necessary empowerment.
I cannot say. They know the reason why they are requesting that from the electorate. But as long as INEC and the election is concerned, whether you collect somebody's VIN number, his name, that does not mean you win the election. Because I know that this time around we were serious. Because as long as the election is concerned, your PVC, you must come yourself. The PVC must pass through the card reader. The card reader must tell us if the PVC is INEC PVC or clone card. If it is a clone card, you will not read it, and you will not vote. But if it's INEC PVC, as long as the card reader reads, we'll give you a ballot paper, and it's one man, one vote. And if a politician is taking your name, then he knows what he's doing with it.
Let's take this caller. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Kevin, calling from Port Harcourt.
Yes, Kevin calling from Port Harcourt. Go on, Kevin.
Yes, I have my TVC. For over the months, about 3 months, I'm unable to get my PVC. They said that mine is not out yet. And I don't know what is going on. I keep going there up to now. As I'm talking to you now, I'm in INEC office. The crap is too much. They refuse to allow us to enter to check our PVCs and all that. They keep referring us also to our unit. I will keep going to our unit. The unit still returns back to the INEC office. Please, I'm asking the rest in this table. What are we going to do in this situation?
Mr. Madi, you have
yes, let me comment like this. You see, you said two things now, that you have your TVC, you've not collected your PVC.
Yeah.
You also told us that right now you are in the INEC office, and the crowd is much,
Because of the deadline tomorrow.
Okay. And they have not entered. They've not checked for you. You see, there's something we call forceful misrepresentation of facts. What he said now is misrepresentation of facts because he has not entered into the room where they are sharing.
You mean the caller is misrepresenting facts?
Yes, he has not entered. They've not checked for him. But he's telling the world that his PVC is not.
Maybe his fears is that he may not be attended to, given the crowd.
Right.
The crowd that
the early you come, the
INEC office.
Yes, the early you come, the early you take your PVC, because we are orderly. Somebody will not always leave his house early and come to line up, and you come late, and we expect you to come to the front to pick your PVC. He must line up, and when we get to your turn, we issue to you. And if you cannot issue to you on that day, because the time says from 8 to 10 o'clock, if you cannot issue to you, you come back early in the next day. Not attending to you today does not mean that PVC is not there. That's number one. Number two, I also said, check yourself if you have registered twice. Because if you register twice, even when you go in, you cannot see your PVC because when you run office, the machine will clean up your name.
Okay, if you register twice?
Yes.
Okay.
If you register twice, when we run our office machine, that PVC will not come.
I see.
Yes. Because we told them.
Okay, we'll take this call and then go on a short break and come back. Hello, good afternoon. We lost our call. We'll be talking to Mr. AMADI CLEMENT, Desk Officer, Voter Education and Publicity, INEC here in River State. He's been talking to us on a wide range of issues relating to the deadline of collection of PVCs and how prepared INEC is in the forthcoming elections. We'll take a short break and I will come back for more incisive session of this program. Stay with us. Stewardship with SNB. What do you do on a Thursday afternoon? Having lunch? Taking a drink? Watching TV in your living room or office? How much do you know about the politics, economy, and how monies are being expended by those saddled with the responsibility of managing human, material, and natural resources? It's daring, incisive, revealing, and informative. Watch Stewardship with SNB every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. on RSTV. Join us. Stewardship with SNB. This is Stewardship with SNB, and my guest in the studio is Mr. AMADI CLEMENT, Desk Officer in charge of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC here in River State. We'll take a video clip from the Director of Voter Education up there in Abuja, Barrister Festus Okoye, and let's hear him on issues relating to the preparedness of INEC in the 2019 elections. Studio, let's take a listen to that video clip by Barrister Festus Okoye, the Director.
Put out fake news or engage in deliberate misinformation. The Nigerian people can compare what we have put out and the information that is out there. But the truth of the matter is that there are so many people who are angry, who are on Facebook, and there is very, very little you can do about them. Some of them have a religious agenda, some have an ethnic agenda, some just want to see confusion all over the place. So what should be done is that, one, we must find ways and means of communicating and communicating better. And secondly, we must, as a people and as a nation, draw the line between what we want to believe and what we don't want to believe. So if we communicate and communicate better, there's a possibility that people will begin to disbelieve to a certain extent the type of information that goes out there. So, but I agree that disinformation is a very, very serious matter. And when you are in an election year and in an election period, you have to really, really watch out, because one information that is false, one information that has no basis in reality, and one information that has been deliberately planted to create confusion, can create confusion and can lead to complete breakdown of law and order. So I think that the security agencies must be watchful. Unfortunately, the space where this fake news and fake information are manufactured is a space that is very, very difficult to meander. It's very, very amorphous. It's, only some people can understand that space, especially, and it's a generational issue also. And if you look at the voters register that we have just released, you can see that students constitute over 22 million of the registered voters. And in terms of the age bracket, for those who registered, the youths who are between 18 and 35 constitute 51% of the registered voters. And some of these people are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, and these other sites where the merchants of fake news thrive.
Who chase people? The millennials.
Yes.
Stewardship with SNB. SNB holds you to account. Yeah, Mr. Madi, we listened to your director up there in Abuja, Barrister Festus Okoye, in charge of voter education.
Yes.
He talked about fake news on the social media space, and of course how amorphous, in his words, this fake news is. Why the fake news? Especially now that we're preparing for elections. What do you think he meant by that?
Yes. Those who peddle that fake news are enemies of democracy and enemies of INEC.
Like there was this news about some hours ago that INEC has extended the deadline for the collection of PVCs.
If INEC
That's fake?
It's fake. Because if INEC have extended, it is the director of publicity that will go on air to tell Nigerians, we have considered this, that, and we have decided to extend. So that Nigerians will know. But you've not heard from him, and somebody is busy going about in the social media saying INEC have extended the time. No. INEC has not done anything like that.
So what is it capable of doing to the polity, the process?
It's endangering our job. Because maybe by the time the staff will say, after today, no more, you see people crowding the office. And by the time they say, we have closed this today, assuming today is 8, the staff will say, no, we are no more issuing. You see the masses will bounce on the staff. It can cause a crisis. It can even lead to burning down the INEC office. Because the information they are peddling, the rumor they are peddling, is not truth. These are things that cause crisis in an election. Because what you are not sure.
So there is no extension of deadline of the collection of PVCs?
There will be extension, if at all. There will be extension. The director of publicity will tell Nigerians. They must give a reason. But as I know, the electoral law says 8 days to the election, and they will have to stop issuing
PVCs. Okay, let's take this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. You may say your name and where you're calling from, please. What's your name, please? Could you turn down the volume of your TV set? All right. Okay, you're good to go. Yeah, go on, Destiny.
I want to ask the board there if there's any way I can get my PVC, because I registered since 2015. So I was in school, so it wasn't my ward or my LGA, so I have to change that one and collect from my LGA. So is it possible that way?
All right, Mr. Mari.
He registered in 2015.
He was a student.
He was a student.
And then he moved from that ward to another ward. Yes.
It depends on the manner at which he registered. I said it here before now. If at that point he registered as a student and you are something else.
Are you still there? Okay.
And you are something else now, you approach INEC office. You don't have to register again. What you will do is you want to tell them, I want to change my status. I want to change my name. They will fill a form for you.
Yes.
And then when they fill a form for you, they will take it to the INEC office. INEC will move it to Abuja.
Yes.
So that another PVC will be put there for you. But I don't know whether he has, in the course of time, to change his status and change his point of voting.
I just
whether he has registered again.
Yes.
Because if he has registered again, that will amount to double registration, and you cannot get
and his name may be erased from the system. Well, I just got a text from a caller, a participant from the number 08010037656. We've been talking about this. So please, when is the collection of PVC ending? We said it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 8th of February 2019.
What time? By the close of day tomorrow?
At the close of work tomorrow.
Okay. I think that is clear to that person. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm okay. So I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Oh, Solomon calling from Port Harcourt?
Yes, I want to, suggest something about this INEC this discussion. I think a problem we are having now is the part of the protocol, but I think I have this thing I want to complain about this. The senators and the House of Representatives, how many ten of the federal government, give them to do? Like some people will go for 2 10, 4 10, 4 10, and they are telling me voting for them, and people are not talking. So I want can you, hello?
It's a constitutional provision that allows them to go as many times as they like. And then if their constituents as well also continue to vote them in, they will go in. But I think is here to also throw more light on that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
The reason why I'm saying this thing, I have been voting for old Kingdom for many years now, and I want to have people to enter there.
Okay.
So not only one person, that is a general seat, public office. Please, let Nigeria accept something about this.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Thank you.
Listen,
can you hear me now? The Nigerian Constitution says the position of presidency and governorship is 2 tenures. Then House of Assembly, Senate and reps as many as they can, so long as the electorate will vote for them. And that is why INEC is saying, obtain your PVC.
good.
Those you don't want to be there, use it to vote against them. And vote for the person you want to be there. But if you don't have a PVC and you are saying, why must it be only Okechinda, as you said?
No, let's not call names.
We called names now. You called names, you mentioned Okechinda. Okechinda will continue to enjoy that because his people love him.
Yes.
Maybe he has been doing what they want. And
Yeah.
they continue to vote for him.
Maybe he has the love of his people,
Of course.
and they still want you to go
Yes.
as many times as possible.
Yes.
All right. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we lost our call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from Lebanon.
What's your name, please?
My name is Divine.
Divine calling from Benin. What is the second time you're calling, Divine, I guess?
Divine?
This is the second time you're calling, Divine.
I will answer this. I've been calling.
Okay, please go on, Divine. You're calling from Benin, Divine. Yes, go on.
Divine, can we hear you?
I want my temporary voter card.
Okay.
We will not pick up the permanent one.
Ah.
So that's why just the permanent, is it possible to get the permanent one?
Which one do you have, Divine?
I lost the temporary one in the life cycle with my phone.
And now you want the permanent one.
Yes.
Okay. Over to the INEC man.
Divine, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So long as you know where you registered, the AG where you know the AG where you registered, and you can be able to tell the INEC officials that I registered in Ward 1, Unit 3. INEC will have the laptop there. All your data and all your information are stored there. They will just go into that computer and retrieve all your data, and they will give you a card. So long as you will come with your passport, your passport, and they will fill a form for you and get your card and give it to you.
Okay, how soon will I get it? Can I get it before that tomorrow?
Of course, if you leave early and go to INEC office and the card is always there, and if you go to INEC office on time, there is a tendency that you get a card.
maybe she should get a passport photograph.
Yeah, passport photograph. Take it to that place.
All right.
Tell the world the where they start. They will find your card for.
All right, Divine. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Oh, we lost our caller. Hello. Good afternoon. I'm fine. Are you? Hello. Oh. Well, while we wait for our viewers to participate, the one thing is worrisome, Mr. Madi. We are aware of what happened in Osun and Ekiti in the previous elections that we saw played out. Vote buying has become a trend in the Nigerian polity. Is it part of INEC regulations? Tell us about it.
It is not. Vote buying is contrary to our regulations. And while we are speaking against it, vote buying does not portray the wish of the people. You know that election is to determine the wish of the people. Who will represent them? By the time they use their money to buy you, buy your PVs and buy your vote, and these are the people who are expected to come back and do something in our communities, in our villages, in our state. And they bought you with their money. Then what else will you expect from them? Yes, INEC is against it, and it's contrary to the electoral act. Don't sell your conscience with money. Because if you sell your conscience, the same politicians that buy you with the money, you will say, after I bought it. I bought it. And when you expect a good road, you will not hear from them because what they are enjoying, they bought it with their money. And that's why we are discouraging people from vote buying. Vote according to your conscience. Vote for people who will come back and do something meaningful in our community, in our state. Look at all over the state. Most communities have no road, no light. But we have people who represent us in the government. But if people can buy with their money, buy your votes with their money, then what else do you expect from them? Nothing.
All right, let's also hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we lost that caller. All right, Mr. Madi, the candidacy of the main opposition party here in Rivers State has been plagued by court rulings, accusations and counter-accusations. In fact, there are also court rulings removing their names from the ballot, meaning that they may not contest the forthcoming elections. What is the position of INEC?
I can also know that an appeal court in Port Harcourt, a federal high court in Port Harcourt, ruled that INEC should remove a party's candidate from contesting the election, which they serve INEC, and INEC complied. And I know there are still litigation in the court. If by tomorrow, the same court who say INEC should remove these people's name from contesting the election, and the same court still rule that these people are eligible to contest, INEC will still comply. INEC will still comply. But I don't know how the compliance will go because time is no more on our side. Whether they will, I don't know how they will comply, how the compliance will go. But I know that INEC will always comply to court rulings.
Okay. Okay, we'll take another question or contribution from a caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Oh, we lost that call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. You may say your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Sir Emmanuel from Port Harcourt.
Sir Emmanuel calling from Port Harcourt. Go on, Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hello?
Yes, go on, Emmanuel.
Yes. I want to ask you next man. I hope this time around our voting because so many times we have been voting and the result we see is not what we counted on the polling unit. So I hope this time around we are going to be effective and people the result not the one to bring from Africa for us.
Emmanuel, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, please.
I quote earlier for Melon.
Your name is what?
Kelechi for Melon. I told before.
Yes, go on, Kelechi.
I want to ask your best. If after the election, one can still go back to INEC office?
Of course, the law permits that.
Okay. Secondly,
yes.
Why is it that those, like a friend of mine, was just to make a correction, and he filled them from, and they couldn't principal. Why did Warren take credit? They are very bitter, but they made the mistake on the death of birth.
I disagree with you, Kelechi, because I'm aware that there are people who go to the INEC office with their PVC, they want to correct their name because of marriage, that. Some people come because of defaced card, some come because of omission, some come because of maybe one thing or the other. Yeah, we feel wrong for them. And I'm aware that at least 80% of those people we feel wrong for because of this information now. I've seen their card. Kelechi, have you been to the office?
I went there this morning.
Yes.
I went there at 7 o'clock. She don't get the check and they said the big principal.
Yes, Kelechi, can you hear me?
Kelechi, you have made your point clear. Let me answer.
I know that these cards are printed in piecemeal. You should know what I mean by printed. They printed these cards in piecemeal. As I'm talking with you this week, some of the PVCs came, and we have distributed to the various AGS. So Kelechi, if you have checked, you have not seen it. Between now and tomorrow, go back and check. You will see.
Well, Mr. Madi, a participant also called to know why people's vote has never counted. And he has been voting from time immemorial, and his voting has not reflected on the results that have been published by INEC. A caller.
Yes, that is what I call the false misrepresentation of us. If vote does not count, then what does INEC use to declare the result? If his vote doesn't count, then from where did INEC declare the result?
So INEC result is a reflection of the people's
wishes.
I see.
Of course. Oh, okay, do we manufacture result from heaven?
But the electors also complain that INEC and the secretary agents collude.
He voted and his vote didn't count. And politicians challenged that result in the court. And court in their wisdom will say this result is a valid result.
But a situation where the court admits evidence from the security agents instead of the umpire, INEC, to adjudicate in an electoral matter, what happens?
I know too well that there's something they call an eyewitness in every situation, in every scenario. We are here in the studio. People are seeing us. They are witnessing what I'm saying. If by tomorrow I deny what I said, you will see people who come out to say, but I heard you over the media saying this and that. The security agent is part of election officials. They will be there for us to secure us and secure our materials. And of course, if there is anything contrary to INEC rules.
So whose evidence is more authentic, INEC or security?
INEC
in court
is more authentic.
So why
there is where the defense of INEC has some degree of inconsistency, they may ask the security to also testify.
Well, let's take one more call and then we can wrap up. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we lost that call. Yes, many Nigerians are indeed prepared for the elections.
Yes.
And one thing that may likely hamper some people from participating is this PVC issue. How many uncollected, okay, we may not ascertain the ones that are uncollected for now because it's still ongoing. Yes,
it's still ongoing.
Yes,
they are in various AGS.
Yes, the ones that may not be collected because very many people may not also collect.
Yes.
What will INEC do with them?
INEC will take note of them, word by word, what is remaining in each word. We have to return it back to the state headquarters for self-custody. After election, just like the Kelechi who called now, after election, the owners can still come around to collect. But I will also observe something. Most of the PVC we see there, the owners, one, maybe these are people who has relocated from where they were living before to other place.
Can people use the TVC to vote if they're not able to get the PVC?
The candidate cannot.
So what happens? The person automatically disenfranchised.
Yes, of course, because the TVC is different from the PVC. The PVC has an antenna.
The PVC
has an antenna.
Okay.
Because it is through the antenna that the candidate will read it. But the TVC does not have an antenna. Just a mere paper we photocopy it and maybe bind it together. It does not have an antenna. But our PVC, that is one of the things the politician does not know. Those who print a colon card. The colon card has no antenna, but our PVC has an antenna. And that is why we also encourage those.
But you remember that in 2015 elections, there were a lot of issues around the PVC, malfunctioning and not able to read
yes, we are aware.
People's cards and all of that.
Why some of the PVC cannot read. That's why I'm mentioning.
Well, what have you done to forestall such anomalous situations?
Most people use they don't use it carefully. I saw somebody with a PVC. He came to my office and said, I need this PVC to be fair. I said, what have you been doing since? If you look at the PVC, the face has been scratched. You cannot even see the face of the man. You cannot even merely seeing the PVC, you know that he uses very off. Unknown to them that the PVC has an antenna. If you use it very off,
an antenna is destroyed.
It's destroyed. And when it goes to carry, the candidate cannot read it. He cannot read it.
Okay, how best have you recruited ad hoc staff to
we are
to effectively carry out?
We are ready because we have trained the supervisors, we have trained the APO1, APO2, the POs. Of course, they know that the corpus will be POs because INEC have a MOU with INEC with the NYC.
Let's allow this lucky caller to participate, and then hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, we lost it. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You are lucky caller, and then you can make good use of the 1 minute allotted to you. Go on, you say your name first and where you're calling from, please. Chinasa, calling from Eche. Yes, go on. You want to know how the election will be? How? Yes. You want to know how it will be? How? How do you mean? You take your PVC. Have you picked up your PVC? Do you have your PVC with you? That's exactly how the election would be. Go to the your polling unit and then vote. That's how the election will be. Maybe the INEC official can throw more light on that.
How the election will be depends on you and me.
Exactly.
If you pick your PVC on that day, you go there quietly and vote. You are free to stay away just a little bit far from the polling unit and watch what is going on. You are free. So long as your action there will not contravene the rules. So how the election will be depends on you and me. On that day, if you decide to carry knife and gun, and you know what it's going to be. But if you say that will be peaceful election, let the vote count. It depends on you and me.
Well, thank you so much. That will be.
I have a word for my people in Nigeria and the River State.
Yes.
I want to let them know that
30 seconds.
Election is a contest. In every contest, there must be a winner, there must be a loser. Please, my people, let's take it easy. Please, let's avoid violence. Let us avoid killing our brother because of election. Election is just for one day. The brother remains for you. Thank you. I am AMADI Clement.
Well, election is just for one day. Your brother remains for you. These are the words from Mr. AMADI Clement, Desk Officer, Voter Education and Publicity, INEC River State, who has been my guest on the program Stewardship with SNB. And that brings us to the end of this week's edition of the program. I want to thank you so much for participating on the program, and to those who were not able to pick your calls, please, my apologies. I know that when next we meet, we'll pick more of your calls and read more of your messages. Mr. Mali, thank you so much for making it to the program.
God bless you.
And to my colleagues who are behind the camera, pressing the right buttons, thank you so much for doing what you know best. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid, signing off to join you again, same time, same station. We'll meet you again with a bigger guest.